Can't believe it's time to walk through another bullet journal. So I just finished my second bullet journal. I will link my first bullet journal video down in the description box and in the ether up above, but for now let's take a look at this last one. This bullet journal ran me from October of 2017 all the way through today, which is the second to last day of February. Now technically I still have maybe 8 or 9 pages left, but that's not enough to do an entire next month, so I'm just going to move forward. Thursday, look for my March bullet journal setup where I'm going to be setting up my next bullet journal. So here are some just post-its that I've got for some things that some calls I was on and whatnot, and some different things. This is the Scribbles That Matter A5 dotted journal, and I got this in the pink, I think it's magenta or pink or something, with the purple band. So I did not use the key page. This is my index, and as you can see, I did not get super deep into it. And to be perfectly honest, over the last couple of weeks, I just stopped using it altogether. I'm not really someone who uses my index like to refer back to, generally speaking. I'll just do the flippity flip till you find something. It just feels kind of useless to me. So here's my future log. I had it through March. I think one of the things I have learned in this one is that for my future log, I actually want to build out not just this page, but also this page of future log, like more than 6 months ahead, because I am running into some appointments that are happening like in November. I don't think I fucked this one up, except for the fact that all of the numbers were off to the side, so I wound up adding this tree in to try and camouflage that. No big deal. I was doing the traditional sort of task list and calendar at this point. I did not touch my habit tracker or my blood pressure tracker this month, and there's a big reason for that. 2 big reasons. One, my minister quit, and she had to because of health reasons, but because I was the board president, it's a lot to deal with. I still am the board president. And 2, I live in Napa, and October was the month of the Napa Sonoma fires. This was my first TV show page that I put in, and here was when I was starting to put in my challenges into my bullet journal. I don't remember if it was my first go at the Oh So Cute Doodles, but this was October, and then this was my first try at one of these big like spreads where I just add the doodle in every single day, and I really loved how this turned out, and this is something that I have used as I've been moving forward. Now we'll just start flipping through. You can start to see the different styles that I've used. My first notebook was a Wright Planner Company notebook, which was a lot skinnier, and so once I had all this space, my time tracker used to be vertical, but now it's horizontal, and I had room to add this extra little bit here, which I don't use for very long. This is also where I was putting my Llama's Love Lettering Every Damn Day challenge in. I basically did it this way up until I think this month. My first of many swatch pages. I have not decided if I'm going to repeat swatch pages in my new journal or if I'm just going to reference these. I might just reference these because this, as much as I love how they look, I'm continually bringing in new markers, and I don't really need to repeat swatches. I can just add new ones. This is when I started taking notes in here, and this was really nice to be able to have the bullet journal to take notes in, which has become one of my primary reasons for using it. And this was the first time I started using the priorities box on this weekly page, which I wound up using, I think, pretty much from here on out in different forms or another. This is when I switched over from this style that I was testing out to using these little banners and these little borders. And this we'll see stick around for quite some time in my bullet journal. Here's November. This is where I fucked up. I fucked up when I was lettering this. I think it went off the side of the page, and I'll link that up above right here so you can see that video. And you'll also notice there's 2 19ths of November and no 20th, which I didn't even notice until somebody pointed it out, I think on Instagram. I tried doing this grateful page for all the things I was grateful with in November and just lettering them in here. And I'll keep using this similar idea as we move forward. Again, sticking to the same sort of task list situation. If you see a random blank page like this, it's because my goal was to use it for something, and then I never figured out what I was going to use it for, and I forgot about it. I probably could have gotten a month in if I took all of those and put them together at the end. This month I was attempting my lettering challenge, the Oh So Cute Doodles, and this Oodles of Doodles Harry Potter edition. I got my Oh So Cute Doodles done. This is as far as I got on Harry Potter, and to be fair, I came back and added some of these in, but I still haven't had the chance to finish it yet, and likely I won't, just because I don't seem to have the time for it right now. Again, my blood pressure tracker, not so much, and my habits, they sort of fell off towards the second half as we were getting towards family Thanksgiving and all of that. And then my Thanksgiving planning pages. Here are my Jelly Roll swatches. More Jelly Roll swatches, this on black cardstock because it's the Moonlight colors. And some more notes from a meeting I was at. This was my first try at using watercolor, which I will say in the Scribbles That Matter notebook, the watercolor seems to do just fine. The paper gets a little bit crinkly, but honestly, it's okay. I added this page for December Daily, which I did not finish. I got about halfway through, which I think was better than I expected. I actually got through the majority of this while still falling off of it at the end of the month. Same with TV shows. I did lettering every damn day, and I found this Nintendo in November challenge by Journal Through Life, which was a Nintendo Doodle challenge that I really wanted to do, but I couldn't find one for December, so I found this one, and I was like, fuck it, doesn't matter what month I'm doing it in. And I just added on extra characters, and I fucking love how this turned out. This ignited, even more than the Harry Potter one or the Inktober one, this ignited my love for this style of doodling. Another swatch page and me trying to figure out the chores for my kids weekly, and this has come in handy, and at this point I think I've pretty much memorized it now. Here's my prediction that I was going to need a new bullet journal in March, which is the prediction came true, although like I said I did not completely fill it up, but close enough. Made these spaces to brainstorm and I only did so much of it, but I did some, and that's important, and I'm going to hang on to this to reference those because I do need those moving forward this year. This is when I started to switch over what kind of banners I was using because I was getting bored with the other ones, and I kind of like this. I liked this enough to stick with it for another month. This Right Fucking Sermon page, I got some flack for that on social media, let me tell you. But I did write my fucking sermon, and it went great, so thank you. And this was the first time I tried doing a doodle version like this, but I really love doing this year in pixels, tracking my pain, both my pain during the day and when I take a painkiller. So I think I'm just gonna move it all over to the new one so I don't have to continually go back to a different notebook every day. This was the month that I decided to grab Tombows and washi tape all in a specific color range and stick to that. I managed to stay on top of tracking my habits for the most of the month, even if I wasn't great with my actual habits. You can see a few here where I failed ass. And I decided to bring back the gratitude page from November. This time it was the Doodle With Us challenge from February of last year for space, because again, I just was looking for something interesting to do, and I decided, fuck it, I'm not gonna do a challenge the month it belongs. Why do it like that? But I did have to add some extra shit because February's got 28 days and January has 31. So here's my oh so cute doodles calendar for January. Here is my space doodles, which I think turned out super cute, even though it is probably my least favorite of all of my spreads like this. This is where I decided to make a key on a journaling card, also matching all of this shit, and tape it in here. I will probably go with the suggestion in my new bullet journal to tape it to the cover instead of a page. And this is when I started fucking with my layout a little bit. I decided to keep these two things, the time tracker and the priorities, but add the blood pressure tracker weekly, which even though I'm still not great at it when I was doing this, it still worked better than my calendar at the front of the month. And then I started doing a single page of Llamas Love lettering every damn day. And then I've got some brainstorms here, some more swatches. Checklist for Planners Rock, more swatches. Here's some more note-taking from things. My ideal week that I'm in the process of figuring out, and I will probably come back to this book to still figure it out rather than draw it in all over again. And now we're at February, the month that we're finishing up right now. So I did another doodle page, which I love how this turned out, and I think I'm gonna continue with this style. I picked another set of things to go together. Black and pink and white was kind of my style. Here's my lettering every damn day challenge, and then I made up a challenge because I couldn't find what I wanted, and I wanted to doodle 90s cartoon characters. I just made my own prompts up. Oh, so cute doodles. Here's my Fox Kids Doodles challenge, which I think looks fucking rad as shit. And I think I still have one more to add to it. It's Carmen Sandiego. This is where I decided to try something different for my monthly calendar and task list. I divided it up into work, church, and the rest. So everything that's not work or church. And then my task list on the end. And I still divided it up by the first day of the week, and I still used strips down the side of color to mark periods of time. I was able to much better see all the shit that I had going on in any given aspect of my life. My habit tracker, we're not even gonna talk about that. But I did start putting in a bunch of memories for February rather than gratitude. And as you can see in the bottom here, kidney badness has basically been the theme of my life for the past couple of weeks. Now this was the first week, this was a couple weeks ago, where I decided to try this timely shit spread, where it's basically the same as my monthly calendar up in here, except in a smaller version. And this is just deadlines and time-sensitive appointments. Then I decided to try, instead of time tracking, because here I was like, this is fucking, I'm not time tracking weekly right now, so let's try something different. So I did the timely shit, and because I was sick and I didn't get started until Wednesday, I just blocked it out. But I decided to create a priorities list instead of the little tiny guy, having a big one, again, blocked into those 3 categories to kind of tie it all together. And then I added my lettering here, and then I started trying daily pages because I figured I had so much extra space left in this bullet journal, I could afford to experiment with daily pages. And so I was putting my blood pressure and my time tracker on the daily page, and then dividing the daily page up into appointments, emails, errands, tasks, those sorts of things. And then as you can see here, even doing the daily time tracking wasn't really working out well, but dividing this up was helping me organize my thoughts better. This is the week that I'm in currently, and I'm probably going to be copying some of this over to the new one. And I'm still doing daily pages, but I set it up differently with the title across the top and no time tracker, which I will tell you right now, I am going to give up my time tracker for at least a month and see how I feel without it, because right now I feel like it has become routine. I'm not paying that much attention. I'm just sort of filling things in willy-nilly. And on top of that, I think I am putting way too much emphasis on exactly how I'm spending my time instead of allowing some flexibility, which kind of goes to the video I did earlier this week about planning when you have a chronic disease. But I've still been putting my blood pressure on the pages. I am putting my lettering across the bottom. Now, next month, I'm going to be trying something different with my lettering, but you'll find out about that in tomorrow's video. And then the last things I have in here, planning for a specific video, planning for my next bullet journal. This is set up for Wednesday, which is, I'm filming this on Tuesday. So on Wednesday, I will set up my bullet journal here, and then I have to do some planning tonight for my board meeting. And then there's a few extra pages left, which I can use some plenty of space to take down my notes from this meeting, take down my notes from another meeting tomorrow night, and do any other future planning that I think I want to before I enter into the new notebook. And then here's my pen test page. Have you finished a bullet journal before? And if you have, what was the thing that you learned that you would love to share with the rest of us? And if you haven't yet, what is the thing you're struggling with? Let us know down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time.